Hello. This video is meant to be a demonstration for programming assignment number 3 in CS 302 Introduction to Programming at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. So if you're not enrolled in that course, then you're probably wasting your time watching this video, but of course you're free to watch nonetheless. Anyways, when the program starts up, we're presented with this initial little tiny window. And this little tiny window we're going to refer to as the startup dialog. So dialog is a term for a small window that pops up in the midst of your program. And this window allows us to enter the settings for the new game. So that's the first player's name, the second player's name, the number of rows, the number of columns, and the number of disks that we're going to need to connect in order to win the game. So if we, let's say, enter 6 and enter 7 and enter 4 as the number to connect to win, we press submit, and that opens up the main window of the game. And inside of this main window is really the game itself, and we're going to refer to this as the GUI. And GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. So the game works as follows. We alternate turns, and when it's your turn, you click a column, and your colored disk will be dropped into that column. And so the first player is the yellow disks, and the second player then goes, he chooses a column, and his red disk is placed into the column that he chooses. And we chose 4 as the number to connect, so we'll demonstrate the winning condition. And as you can see, we just connected 4 diagonally, going upward and right, and that brought up the startup dialog again with the text Justin Bieber won. Justin Bieber is the player with the yellow discs. We're going to refer to this window as a term called modal, and modal means that it blocks the user from interacting with the main window of the program. So as you can see, if we try to click on this grid, we don't drop columns. That's because the game is sort of on pause in that this modal window is blocking us from using the other window. So until we deal with this window, the program is sort of on pause. And so here we're going to submit the settings for the next game. So we're going to destroy the last game and create a new one. I suppose this would be a good time to show the input validation that you guys are going to have to do for the input that the user inputs in this window. So let's start off with inputting text. So if we input text and we submit, then we get this little error message that says input must be an integer. Lucky for you guys, we take care of making sure that this is an integer. So what's actually going to happen is when we submit numbers, let's say 40, 60, and 1,000, and we press submit, this is going to call a method that you guys are going to implement, and it's going to pass these 3 numbers to that method. So you're still going to have to do input validation, but at least you won't have to check the data type of that input. So it's guaranteed to be an integer. Nonetheless, you're going to have to make sure that this input is valid. And by valid, we mean that the number of rows, number of columns, and number needed to connect are all within the valid ranges. So the number of rows and the number of columns all need to be less than 30. So let's start by making this 10, making this 10. And now let's see what happens when we submit with connect to win as 1,000. As you can see, we get the error message, maximum connect size must be less than 10. The reason is that how we decide what's valid for the number to connect is we take the minimum of the rows and columns. So for example, if this is 12 and we press submit, we still get 10 because the number of rows 10 is the minimum between the rows and the columns. Thus, the maximum value that we can submit here is 10. So if we do this, this is going to create a 10 by 12 grid with the connect size being 10. And so we press submit, and the old GUI is destroyed and a new one is rendered. And the game starts again. And so we play again. Another thing I want to demonstrate is what happens when a column fills up. So let's say we get to the top, and right now it's Justin Bieber's turn. He presses this column. However, this column is full. And we get the message, this column is full, try again. And as you can see, the turn hasn't advanced. It's still Justin Bieber's turn. He can try to put a disk in there again, but it's still full, so it's not going to let him. So let's choose a column for which we can freely place a disk. And as you can see, as soon as he placed a disk, the turn advances, and it's now the next player's turn. And that is something that you will have to do in your program in making sure that the column is not full. So that's pretty much it. This is the finished product for programming assignment 3. I hope this video helped you guys see what it's supposed to be, and hopefully it helps you understand the program along with the text, so this doesn't take the place of the description in the write-up, but hopefully this combined with that description will help you guys understand exactly what you guys need to do. So I hope you found this helpful, and best of luck with programming assignment number 3. I hope you have fun making it.